consulting in the commentary box for this one.
Thanks, Jackie. Massively looking forward to this. Two of the most identifiable, the most popular, the most unmistakable and, in some ways, flamboyant characters this simple, beautiful game of darts has ever produced. Simon Whitlock, the wizard, against the unmistakable Snakebites. Tell you what, Chris, if you'd rewound 30 years and showed the players of the 1980s what's going on stage right now, they'd have looked at you and gone, what? What was darts going to turn into?
Well, Bobby George was our most flamboyant player. Of course, he sort of set the trend.
It's his fault.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great stuff, isn't it? There's Snakebite, no longer the Grinch that he was at the World Championship, and he's coming with a point to prove, hasn't he? What a difference a year makes. This time last year, newly crowned world champion, came here, won it, and unstoppable, but everything has changed 12 months on suddenly.
Well, his form in recent months has to be of concern, of course. An early exit in the Worlds.
First leg, Simon
torrid time against
first. Game on.
Merv King in the Players' Championships, where he was
humble,
averaging in the 80s. Very unlike Peter Wright.
Hasn't taken greatly, Peter Wright, to the new form of
21
audience-free darts, thriving off the atmosphere. Even his walk-on is restrained. Hasn't quite managed to find a key to unlock that immense talent that took him to the world title.
100.
I have to say, Whitlock was impressive against Ratajski in round one, avenging that 4-0 drubbing
100.
he had against Ratajski in the Worlds, winning 6-2. And the scoring phase of that match was seriously impressive. First 3-dart average of 134.88 and a first 9-dart average of 120.92. Well, if he brings that kind of scoring power to this one, Wright's in a spot of trouble.
Yeah, it was very businesslike from Simon Whitlock, as you say, trying to put history right against Ratajski.
Well, we don't write him off, but we keep questioning, you know, where's he going to go? And then every couple of years he reinvents himself and goes deep in a few tournaments and re-establishes himself back amongst the elite.
Well, he's one of those, isn't he? We were talking earlier, Chris, you and I, when this afternoon we were commentating on James Wade. He's a very different character and a very different kind of dart player, but a similar long career trajectory, never with the big troughs and maybe not with the really big highs, but always there or thereabouts.
Yeah, and made 2 world finals, of course. One of the few people to make the final
52.
of both.
Simon, you
not
require
many
157.
in that club. 2008 BDO World Championship finalist. 2 years later, PDC World Championship finalist.
With the darts got a healthy lead in the opening leg, Simon Whitlock.
100.
Snakebite still scratching around for his rhythm at the moment, and Simon Whitlock with a good chance to get proceedings underway, and he takes it.
Simon Whitlock. Second leg, Peter to third first. Game on.
I have to say, I was impressed with Adrian Lewis in our opening match of the night.
140.
Yeah, it was great to see, wasn't it?
Another big average, just under the ton mark. Plenty of 180s, and held it all together when he was
140.
tested by Anderson.
Well, much as he was tested yesterday by Michael Smith as well, and then he was on great form. And think of those two players that AD has beaten to get into the quarterfinals, Michael Smith and Gary Anderson.
81.
Nothing wrong with either of the darts they were throwing either.
Yeah, that's why it's a shame that this one isn't ranked. Maybe it's something to look at in the future. Maybe
57.
Expanding it to 32 players, maybe have the top 28 and then 4 qualifiers, so everybody gets the opportunity to get in it, and then stick it on the ranking.
100.
Peter Wright, one of only 3 men in the history of darts to have earned £1 million in 1 year.
58.
Quite a landmark achievement, that. The obvious other 2 being Michael van Gerwen and, of course, a certain Philip Taylor.
Yeah, Yes, it's
100.
phenomenal money these guys are playing for now.
Brings its own pressure though, doesn't it? Because, you know, defending that big prize money and your ranking spot year after year.
140.
Not a bad
Must be
pressure to
bringing
have, I
its own
suppose.
pressure to Barry's bank balance, I should imagine, at the moment, with no crowds.
That's true as well.
$75.
Well, a little
Simon,
chance
you
here for
require
Simon Whitlock to
106.
take one against the throw early on. Trademark little blow on his fingers there.
Didn't have any big finishes against Ratajski. Highest checkout of
26.
just 84 in that one.
Peter, you require 5.
Well, that went wrong.
This has to go.
$3.
It's a long, long way off.
Simon, you require 80.
That was a dart thrown with very little confidence for me.
Tell you what, Chris, it's cold here, isn't it? You can see that Peter Wright's got his Under Armour on there, and he's doing that for a reason. It's pretty
40.
chilly.
It is.
I wonder if
Peter,
that's just
require
affecting these
2.
two players in the early legs here.
Getting closer.
That's
It's
it.
on the second leg.
Right,
Peter
snake
Wright.
bite. Up
Third
and
leg,
running.
Simon to
Levels it
take
up.
first.
Both legs so
Game
far on the throw.
That was a long one. 21 darter.
$140.
Still to come this evening. Get to see the former
140.
world #1 Michael van Gerwen and the new #1 Gerwin Price, who takes on Joe Cullen.
Yes, indeed, of course. And Peter Wright, the former world #2, but as a result of everything, he drops down to #3, doesn't he? And he's had some interesting things to say, has Peter Wright, in the build-up
Yes.
to this tournament. I don't know if you've read some of those quotes. Quite,
have.
quite
82.
punchy, self-confident from the defending champion. He talked about the possibility of meeting Michael van Gerwen in the semi-finals, which would be the case if they both went through. And said, I'm glad he's #2.
137.
Now I get to play him in the semi-finals to knock him out before we get to a final.
Not quite so sure about that one.
55. Simon, you require 84.
He hasn't hit his stride just yet, hasn't he? Peter Wright's average at the moment, 77.
Game on the third leg.
That's
Simon
a
Whitlock.
very good
Fourth leg,
leg
Peter
there from
to
Simon
the
Whitlock.
first.
An 11
Game on.
darter.
Wright's not out of the blocks yet, Chris.
Oh, this is...
100.
Well, he's averaging 80 at the moment. 79 now. It's not going to cut it.
100.
Well, Simon Whitlock's playing the same kind of game that he finished off with Christoph
what did he
Ratajski.
average?
Similar
Around
sort of
nine-
averages.
yeah,
It's
nine-
97, 98, thereabouts. Pretty much bang on what he's on at the moment.
Playing to type at the moment.
140. $57.
Yeah, for me, Wright is definitely one of the players that has really found it tough without the participation of the wonderful fans we get at our events.
85.
Yeah, it's the strange psychology of Peter Wright, isn't it? The shy man, the man who really shunned the limelight and didn't really enjoy the attention, suddenly reinventing himself as Snakebite, and it's just become such a part of his game now, the way he
140.
thrives and feeds off the crowd.
And the personalities are chalk and cheese, because you get him out of the outfit and the hair, and
Yep.
sort of catch him backstage in between sessions. You wouldn't meet a
140.
more different personality. Quite shy, quite reserved.
It's quite a sight the first time you ever catch sight of Peter Wright with his normal hair, isn't it? When it's all flopped down.
100. PT required 36.
Natural blonde, or somewhat natural blonde, put it that way.
Game shot the fourth
That's
leg.
better.
Peter Wright.
Much better leg.
Fifth leg,
13 dart
Simon
leg.
to throw first.
Everything
Game on.
going with throw so far.
So 2 apiece. This will be the final leg, of course, before a break.
100.
And if we're honest, this game has yet to really catch light. No maximum so far, just feeling each other out and literally trying to warm up, I think.
Right, he looks to be warming up here.
There we are.
100.
No sooner said than done, and his averages now are beginning to creep up too.
Much more respectable. 91 right now.
95.
He'll want to put another 10 points or so on top of that.
$131.
I don't know, Chris, if you've had it, managed to catch up on the latest Peter Wright dart adaptations, whether he's been messing around with his flights or his bits and
59.
pieces, as has been his wont over recent months.
No, the Euro stone grip darts look to be the one of choice right now.
Oh, this is better, isn't it?
Yeah. 70 left, so treble 10, treble 18.
Setting himself up now for a chance to break the Whitlock throw.
174.
To go with his 180 in this leg. Oh, possible 10 darter.
59. PT requires 16.
Welcome back, Mr. Wright.
That's how you do
From
it.
the fifth leg.
10
Peter
darts.
Wright.
What a leg that was, and what a statement that was. And Simon Whitlock suddenly looks like he's got an opponent on the stage. He has indeed. Peter Wright looks like he has woken up. Game on. He leads 3-2 at the break. Not too much in it at the moment between these two old warriors. 50 years of age, Peter Wright, 51, slightly the senior. Simon Whitlock, not much between them. 3-2 with 1 break of throw. Peter Wright leads, and what does a head-to-head story tell us?
32nd meeting between the two. 2011
Sixth leg,
overall in
Peter
favour of
to
Peter Wright.
throw
1
first.
draw.
Game
Premier
on.
League. 5 apiece in Players' Championship events. 4-1 on the Euro Tour to Wright, and 11-5 in TV meetings with
100.
that 1 draw in the Premier League, of course. Last time Whitlock had a win on TV over Peter Wright, 2018, last 16 of the
140.
Grand Slam of Darts. A 10-6 win in favour of Whitlock.
Tournament that Simon Whitlock likes, the Grand Slam of Darts. He was a semi-finalist there last year,
140.
losing out to Michael van Gerwen.
Yeah, it's a wonderful event. Do enjoy the slam.
It's where we started off, wasn't it?
Yep.
ITV, covering darts in the new incarnation. Seems like a long time ago, the
57.
Wolverhampton
It was.
Civic back in the day, Chris.
14 years ago.
No. Really? 2007?
Yep.
Happy days.
$90.
Remember taking Kevin Painter out for a tour of Wolverhampton on a day off.
And the first ever pedestrian crossing, wasn't it?
I think it was. I think you're right.
134.
Still for Wolverhampton, Reed, Milton Keynes, all the sport that's going on here in the Marshalls Arena and around this complex.
Oh, the snooker is in
139.
a secluded
Simon, you require
area within
170.
the complex somewhere. Seen a few of the lads knocking around.
Now, hang on, what's happening here? Could it be?
He loves a 170.
Oh, no.
124.
Last start didn't do the business. First two
PT
set it up
required
beautifully,
32.
but it's been a very good start from both players here in the 6th leg.
Game shot the 6th
Goes with the
leg.
throw in the
Peter
end.
Wright. 7th leg,
he
Simon
backed up
to throw
the
first. Game
10
on.
darter in the final leg of that first mini session with a 13 dart hold there. Got his average up to 98.89.
First maximum from Simon Whitlock now coming to the 180 party. His average goes up just over the ton now.
Look at this for a response.
That's it.
180. 40.
Game coming to life now, you sense.
Yeah, it just sort of fizzed, didn't it, in the first session? Starting to pop here.
57.
Just chasing the trebles around the board there a little bit, Simon Whitlock, after that terrific start.
Whitlock,
60.
of course, yet to win a TV title. Peter Wright, the winner of the Masters
60.
12 months ago. A month before that, won the Worlds, and of course a former UK Open champion back in 2017.
What an emotional occasion that was, as far as I remember.
Yeah, you interviewed him, didn't you, afterwards?
It's almost like therapy, wasn't it? Never seen such a teary winner in all my life. Meant so much to him, didn't he, to get over that line and get that win.
44.
Well, he'd gone so close so many times, a bit like Michael Smith. Oh, and this man, Simon Whitlock, well, there's many others, isn't there? Dave Chisnell. There's a long list of guys that have made
64.
finals.
Simon, you require
Mervyn King.
160.
Yep,
Going along very nicely here in Milton Keynes, isn't he?
certainly is.
Here we go again. Whitlock with a
Tops.
chance for 160. Tops.
120.
That was closer, but still not quite
PT
close enough.
require
Better than
137.
his effort at the ball off the 170. You'd think he would be back. Treble 19, tops, maybe.
Just
That
the wrong
leaves
side of the line.
128. Can't be done. With two darts, of course.
89.
So
Simon,
three
you
at tops
require
for
40.
Whitlock to hold throw here. Important that he does as well.
It's a run of three
Games
legs
on the seventh
from
leg. Simon Whitlock.
Peter Wright.
8th leg Peter to for first. Game
Come
on.
to an end. The 16 dart holder throw. Both players hitting a 180 in that leg.
Yeah, it's really just that one break of throw that separates them. Everything else statistically at the moment as another big one goes in for Peter Wright. Well, there's not much to separate them.
No, the only column where there's a 2 difference is in the 180 column. 3-1 in favour of Peter Wright. 7-6 in the 140s. 10-8, 7-6 to Whitlock in the 140s, and 10-8 in favour of Whitlock in the ton pluses.
140.
Wright is really beginning to go through the gears.
92.
I have to say, Chris, that I know you say it all the time, but the quality across the board of the entrants in this competition, I mean, very few averages have been much shy of 95, 96. They've all been in that ballpark,
105.
if not higher. And it's just what you expect, isn't it? It's bare minimum from these players.
Yeah, the tournament average is around 96-ish.
59. PT requires 76.
After last night's session, it was just over 94. Pretty sure we had five ton plus averages last night.
36.
Well, discretion the better part of valour there for Peter Wright. Knows he has a big lead in this leg, just lays up short, sets himself up for tops. Whitlock's still back on 228. Could do with filling this one up. Can he find the gap? Yes.
180. PT
Maximum number 2.
40.
Second one in the leg.
Game shot on the 8th leg. Peter Wright.
Good response from Peter
9th
Wright.
leg,
Holds on to his
Simon to
2-leg
first.
advantage.
Game on.
Holds throw. 5-3. Tense. Building up nicely towards the middle section of this match.
40.
Peter Wright with his nose in front, but no
Yeah,
sense that
it's-
he's running away with it at all.
It's important, or almost imperative, that Whitlock doesn't get out of this second and final mini session
140.
any worse than 6-4.
$128.
Well, those two treble 18s were important. Levels it up again in favour of Whitlock. Just under the wire there, Peter.
60.
To drift that third one on top of the other two and finding the north side of the treble. With that 140, Whitlock reasserts control there. He's in danger of losing the advantage of the throw, but back in control of this leg.
180 would change the look of the leg. 140 will leave him a finish.
140.
It's a ninth 140 in the contest. For Peter Wright, down to a finish of 161. Has to be careful here, Whitlock. Great recovery.
139. PT require 161.
So this would be an important take if he can get it, but it's a big number, isn't it?
Can't be done.
105.
Guarantees himself 2 darts at a double going that route if Whitlock doesn't convert. He's 50% on his doubles right now, so if he plays to his stats, this one goes in.
And it does.
On the ninth leg.
Yeah, that meant something to Simon Whitlock there, didn't
it? See by the reaction from the big Aussie.
This crucial middle section of 5 legs before the break. After this one, well, at the moment it's gone on the throw. Peter Wright back with the throw and starting with a maximum.
180.
Well, that's his false max, and he's had a 174, of course.
92.
Averaging 102.80 right now. Peter Wright. Whitlock 98.62. Equally as impressive.
98.
There's a moth up there on stage. You dropped your wallet, Ned?
140.
That's harsh.
But true. It's not even like you can go to the bar to prove me.
I was going to say there
wrong.
are no refreshment facilities open there, so we'll just have to see next time when this is all over.
121.
Should go for the ball. 102 leaves 167.
102. PT require 102.
Oh, just the wrong side.
Yep, treble 17 for double 18. Yep.
Game on the 10th leg. Peter Wright.
Very efficient finishing indeed from Peter Wright. Whitlock's hanging in there. The gap is only 2. They go into the second break with Peter Wright 6-4 in front. But this game still very much not resolved and all to play for. Here, and he's taking it out on the board. You can see in the break there the tweezers have been got out and the little fibres are being pulled out of the board. That's something to do with Simon Whitlock's throw and darts, isn't it? Happens every time he's on the oche, Chris.
Yeah, that's Scott Gibling doing that. One of the markers and officials. I'll get him to do my eyebrows next, I think. Yeah, he just uses a very, very aggressive point. But when you pull the darts out the board, it pulls some of the fibres with it, the sisal. I think they should just think about colouring the boards deeper, or maybe using a permanent marker in between the breaks, a red and a black one.
Game on.
But yeah, it's just an aesthetic thing. It's not like nice to look at as a player.
Well, he chucked those in as if he wanted them to stay in, and they certainly did. Great start for Simon Whitlock.
He does. When they're thrown, they stay thrown. It's turning out to be a
57.
Wonderful match, this one.
Brewing up very nicely, isn't it? Both of them now overing.
You've got a great stat on the finishes, haven't you, for Peter Wright?
Well, that's it. I mean, you could argue it all
137.
kick-started when in the second leg, you remember that he missed 6 darts and ended up finally checking out double 1.
Yeah,
Since then in the second
21
leg,
darter.
Since then in the second leg,
93.
he's had 6 darts and he's taken them all.
Yep, 6 from 12. So
128.
5 without missing. Very impressive.
Equally
His
impressive
average-
is how Simon Whitlock's gone about this leg. Sorry, Chris, just
Yes.
keeping one eye on the scoreboard there as well. In the midst of all this.
Simon, you require
Possible
56.
11 darter. We've had a 10 darter, of course.
And
Game shot the
that
11th leg.
is a very
Simon
impressive
Whitlock.
first leg in this final session. Takes it back to 6-5 on the
12th
throw.
leg, Peter to throw first. Game on.
Eric used to go that way on 56. He'd always look for the treble 8 to need his favoured 32.
129.
Both players averaging over 102 now.
$100.
Locked together on the averages, pretty much. Locked together on the 140s. Both have 9. Peter Wright with 1 more 180
140.
than Simon Whitlock. He's thrown 4 in the match so far. Whitlock 3. There we go. That might be about to change. Go on. And he's levelled it up, so there is nothing to tell between them at the moment, save for the simple fact that Peter Wright has the darts and he still leads 6-5. And at some points, Chris, Simon Whitlock's going to have to break that throw.
Yeah, well, Peter Wright had a wonderful streak from leg 4 onwards. He went out in 13, 10 and 13. And, well, Whitlock's just been hanging on to his coattails since. Just been unable to get that much needed break of throw. Only one break of throw, of course, in the match. 2 double 18s or... I can understand why he stood there. It was a lovely guide.
81.
Options here, 45, 36, 57, 24. 45 is hit.
Well, here's his chance now. One dart at it, double 9.
63.
Well, he carved out the opportunity there. The run of not missing a double has now ended.
Game shot the 12th
But the leg is won in 15 darts.
Simon to throw first.
Potentially, that was a very, very big dart there.
Well, in a few minutes, we could look back at that one. He's absolutely pounding the treble 20. That's his 3rd in consecutive legs.
That is the 77th, by my reckoning, a tournament 180. They're coming thick and fast now.
Great switch. Dennis Priestley-esque. Hope you well, Dennis.
Adi Lewis was doing that, I thought, very well, that exact switch earlier on in the evening's proceedings. Another quality match, but averages weren't as high in that opening encounter as they are right now. Both players over a ton average now. Whitlock on 105.7.
It's been a barrage of big scoring.
100.
It's a sturdy defence of his throw here. He's got a decent lead over Peter Wright.
Second of the leg.
Becoming a virtuoso match now as we reach the crunch legs. Every dart is mattering now.
It's gone that way because the 25 leaves 68. Wants the ball, has to move.
68.
Great effort. As you can see, that first dart was plumb in line and just under the bullseye. 9 double 8 for Peter Wright.
Where this
9 double
goes,
16.
this goes, then it could be a very big moment in the match.
9.
Oof, what a let off.
Well, fine margins.
Simon, you
Now it's 9 double 8.
25.
Well, you would think.
Yeah, he knows how big that moment was, I think, Peter Wright. Whitlock defends his throw here. It's all on still.
Well, it would have given Peter Wright the double break.
Games on the 13th leg.
Instead,
Simon
it's a
Whitlock.
14-dart hold.
14th leg, Peter to throw first.
I'd like to use a
Game
cricket
on.
analogy at the moment. It's like having two batsmen at the crease who are picking their shots brilliantly, but nothing's getting through their defence at the moment. A bowler's nightmare. Every aspect of both these
140.
players' game at the moment is fully functioning, and the average is holding firm now.
Well, the last 6 legs have been 15 darts and under. Winning legs in this one. That 21 darter you mentioned, where he was chasing it all the way around to double one in leg 2. Since then, Peter Wright 13, 10, 13, 13, 12 and 15. Simon
85.
Whitlock's winning legs 16, 11, 16, 15, 11 and 14.
From leg 8 onwards, look at those averages. Look at Whitlock's.
Well, I know it. Well, it felt good. I didn't know it was that good.
Maximum number 6 for Simon Whitlock. 6 apiece on the 180s now.
4 in the last 4 legs. He's grafting hard, Whitlock. Typical
100.
Aussie tenacity.
Well, the fact remains, he has been broken earlier on in this match, and he has to break back.
Will it be in leg number 14? He's left 108 after just 9 darts.
That second dart looked like it took a little deflection there, possibly, Chris, just into the
bumped across.
into the one.
So many options for Whitlock on this 108.
140.
I mean, he's hitting
Simon,
the treble
you require
20 so well. I'll be
108.
surprised if he starts on the 19s, but you never know.
This has got to go, you sense.
Yeah, 4 19s for double 16. Huge moment.
92.
He knows how close that
PT
was.
required 36.
Nonetheless, Wright has the opportunity now. 3 darts at double 18 to go 8-6 ahead.
Game
Only needed one.
14th leg.
That's another
Peter
brilliant
Wright.
leg of darts from 2
15th
players who are really
leg,
hitting their
Simon
stride
to
now.
first.
But the legs
Game
are beginning to wind down for the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, another sub 15 dart leg from Peter Wright. That one in 13.
56.
3 out of 3 on double 18 for Peter Wright. So good to see him back somewhere near his best. And Whitlock. Both players averaging over 104. And that's 180, number 13.
And those are 3 perfect darts as well
171.
from Whitlock. Brilliant response.
And Max on the 19s. All red followed by all green. Like one of Peter Wright's shirts.
54.
Well, a loose visit for a change from Peter Wright.
We really are at the business end of this match.
92.
Well, Simon Whitlock is going to need to hold the throw comfortably here, get on, and it's all about, for me, the next leg. Can he break Wright's serve?
Tightening stand. Both in.
140.
Well, had that gone in, that would have turned this leg on its head. As it is, it's a lot of pressure on Whitlock now.
Oh, if he can take the 127, he'll be throwing for the match in the very next leg. That's a great
116.
recovery.
PT require 127.
Simon Whitlock. Only needs 1 treble in the combination to get a dart at the ball. Treble 19 for the ball.
55.
Treble 16 would have
Simon
left tops.
requires 66.
So this next visit is existential for Simon Whitlock in this match. Just has to get out and get on and get into the throw of Peter Wright in the next leg. If he doesn't see this off, he is in peril. Good start.
Good finish.
On the 15th leg. Simon
Brilliant leg.
Whitlock.
Great darts.
16th leg. Peter to throw first. Game on.
14 dart hold. One of those games you just don't want it to end.
140.
And it will when one of these guys gets to 10.
So 140 to begin with from Wright. Needs a treble.
104.47. Peter Wright, 105.08 for Whitlock. This is some performance from both.
131.
44% on the doubles for Wright, 47% for Whitlock. It's literally absolutely nothing in this one statistically.
134.
Matching each other pretty much stride for stride at the moment in this leg.
Yeah, 55 the lead for Wright, plus these, giving himself a little bit of breathing space. Nerves, you would think, will
100.
have to play their part in this one at some stage.
.93. PT require
Found the treble in the end.
130.
6 darts of 130 if needed for Peter Wright. Treble 18.
98.
32 left after just 12. This is some run of legs from Peter Wright. Great pressure from Whitlock.
PT require 32.
It's not been his favourite double, has it, in this match?
Hit this last time, didn't he, with
Yeah,
his
he did.
last dart? Absolute wounder for Whitlock.
And he's done it again.
And he does.
Peter Wright.
Nerves
17th
of steel,
leg,
and that was a
Simon
big,
to
big
first.
dart.
Game on.
970s within one leg of victory now, and Whitlock has to win the next two. The first of them on his throw.
59.
And a poor start. Music to Peter Wright's ears.
59.
Can't find a treble. 59 apiece. And no damage done for Whitlock. Back in the red bit. Is this 180 number 7?
140.
Almost. Just drifted off the barrel of that second dart into the 20.
.58.
Now then, this is a chance for Simon Whitlock if you can find a big one now.
He's not reduced Wright to tears yet, but he's making that dartboard weep.
Oh, those are brilliant darts.
162.
Absolutely outstanding.
.55. Simon, you require 140.
Well, I mean, 106 is average now, Whitlock, but it's all about what he can do to close this leg out.
40.
He's left a ton. Fortunately for Whitlock, right back on 329. Getting ready for the key
59.
leg, which will be the next
Simon,
one where he
you
gets the
require 100.
opportunity to serve this one out.
.86.
Was he thinking ahead to that next leg you just talked about already? Was he mentally already there? Had he already got the win in this leg? Still got a big lead.
And we have to go back 10
135.
legs for the last one.
Simon,
That
you require 14.
was over 15, and that was a 16 darter from Whitlock
Games from
And
the
that's a
17th
16
leg.
darter
Simon Whitlock.
to make it
18th leg,
9-8.
Peter to for first.
Well, a little
Game
nod
on.
of affirmation from the wizard there, geeing himself up. He takes it back to 9-8, but he knows now that Wright has the darts, and it's all about this leg, whether Whitlock can finally do something he's not
140.
managed to do at all in the match so far, and that is take the throw of Peter Wright.
Peter Wright showing tremendous mental strength,
140.
as is Simon Whitlock. Peter Wright defending that lead
100.
so well.
Just
And he's been
trading huge blows, aren't they,
He's
the
been
pair?
put under extreme pressure from this man.
140.
Back to back 140s. 40 is the lead. All about what happens with this visit for me.
100.
Well, he's down to a finish, but it's a biggie. Can Whitlock find his third 140 of the leg, or even better?
Two great darts. Down he goes.
177.
Absolute perfection there from Whitlock, but it's not in his hands at the moment. Wright has the opportunity to take out 161. Perfect first start. Treble 17 next. So Whitlock
97.
will come back now.
Simon, you require 44.
Destiny of his participation in the Masters rests in these three darts.
Oh. 36.
Heartbreak for Whitlock. In the last 8 legs, he's at
Peter, you require 64.
4 180s, a 171, a 177, and a 162, and he could be about to lose. One dart for it.
This for the match. And it goes in, and that was nerveless. Nerveless starts from Peter Wright, but he points at his opponent there because he knows that Whitlock was putting down a substantial threat. Nonetheless, Snakebite back to something approaching his very, very best. Both men offering up an absolute treat there. Over 100 averages for both of these players. But Snakebite fights back, and the champion here in Milton Keynes marches on.
The defending champion, Peter Snakebite Wright, has booked his place in the quarterfinals of the Masters with a 10-8 victory over Simon Whitlock. A high-quality affair, and he's happy enough to be through. Well done, Peter Wright. Well, I said it was high quality. Both men averaging over 100. 105.9 for Simon, who lost the match. 8 out of 20 on his doubles. For Peter, who is through, 10 out of 22 on the doubles, 7 180s for him, 6 for Simon, and surely Peter will be happy with his performance tonight. You never quite know with him. Let's find out. He's standing by to talk to Ned.
Peter, that was sensational. I mean, it was a nervy match, and there was so little between you, but quality just immense from both players.
Yeah, but that's how Simon's been playing. You know, he beat Michael 3 times last year, and you know, to beat Michael, you've got to be in top form, and that game was a lot better than our last game, a lot better. Obviously, Simon had a chance there to get the 44 to make it 9 apiece, and then it would have been nippy bum time.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah.
Leg 2, I think it was. You had a problem
back.
checking out. Yeah, leg 2. But from that moment on, it almost like woke you up and thought, right, now we start.
Yeah, I struggled in the first half of the match. Well, apart from when it was 2 apiece, and then I settled and hit a nice 10-darter against the darts to go into the break, and that's. Then I felt comfortable up there, but the first half, that first 4 legs, I wasn't comfortable at all. I brought the wrong set of darts with me this weekend, but they got me that win anyway.
Well, listen, you obviously had a disappointing defence at Ali Pali of the World Championship. That goes without saying.
About that.
Yeah,
that doesn't matter. That was last year.
Exactly. I was going to say, looks like you've come in with a completely fresh attitude and a clean slate and a new start.
The difference is, you know, I travelled back on a day from the Worlds after I lost, and I was on dartboard as soon as I got back into the house. Obviously, I got the cases in. That night, I was back on the board. I ain't been off the board since. So
practice.
I want it this year. I'm gonna smash everyone up this year.
Have you been a little bit stung by? I know you've had 1 or 2 things to say in reply to Michael van Gerwen.
Yeah, well, it's not Michael. It's the person who does the tweeting. That's the person. It's not Michael at all. Michael's a fantastic player. Michael's brilliant, and he's done a fantastic job as being #1 in the world. But Gezzy's worked very hard to get to #1 spot, and praise, hats off to him and winning the Worlds. But you know, no, it's now to do with Michael. It's silly people doing his tweeting stuff. Michael's a brilliant player.
All right. Well done. It was a brilliant show. Thanks very much and congratulations. See you tomorrow.
Cheers, everybody. Love you all.